The moment I hit confirm on that bank transfer, watching $1.8 million vanish from my mother's account into mine, my hands trembled like I'd just pulled the trigger on a loaded gun. It was late, the kind of midnight where the world outside my Denver apartment felt too quiet, too judgmental. But there was no turning back. My name is Emily Carter, 34, a legal assistant at Harrington Law in the heart of the city. For 8 years, I'd sifted through divorce filings, inheritance wars, and fraud schemes that exposed the ugliest sides of people. Little did I know, those files were prepping me for the fight of my life against my own flesh and blood.
Mom.
Susan Carter had just clocked out for good at 65, after 38 years as an ER nurse at Denver Health. She'd patched up gunshot wounds on Christmas Eve, held sobbing parents through pediatric codes, and somehow stashed away that fortune through sheer grit. No vacations, no splurges, just overtime and ironclad savings. A cozy cabin in the Rockies, she'd whisper to me over herbal tea, her voice soft with years of deferred hopes. Somewhere with a view of the pines, where I can knit and listen to the wind. Nothing extravagant. She deserved that and more. But as her retirement loomed, I sensed the shadows closing in. Our family wasn't the warm, Sunday dinner type. We were fractured, held together by obligation and old wounds. Dad passed when I was 16, a stroke at 50 that left Mom drowning in medical bills while his relatives vanished like smoke.
Now,
with her nest egg ripe, they slithered back. Uncle Ray, Mom's kid brother, was the perpetual dreamer who'd torched 4 startups and countless handouts from her, totaling over $250,000. Never a dime repaid. Aunt Lisa, Dad's sister from Seattle, was the queen of subtle guilt trips, always materializing with tales of woe timed to Mom's paydays. The week after Mom's low-key retirement bash, punch bowls and colleagues' hugs in the hospital break room, they struck. Ray showed up with cheap wine and that oily grin, staying hours to pitch a surefire real estate flip in the suburbs. Lisa arrived later with takeout Chinese, weaving stories about her daughter Mia's unexpected hospital bills for a condition I'd never heard of. I got the rundown via Mom's evening calls. Her tone naive,
trusting.
They're just checking in.
Eminencia.
Family does that. But I saw the orchestration, the tag team erosion of her defenses. That money, her lifeline, was about to evaporate into their endless voids. I couldn't let it happen. If law taught me anything, it's that predators thrive on hesitation. So I planned my strike, knowing it'd paint me as the monster. But sometimes, saving someone means becoming the storm. Growing up in our modest Aurora home, love always came wrapped in strings. Mom and I scraped by after Dad's death, her pulling doubles while I studied under fluorescent hospital lights, munching cafeteria sandwiches. Ray was the constant leech, arriving every quarter with fresh excuses. I was 9 when he borrowed for his first venture, a coffee shop that folded in months. By 13, I'd memorized his cycle, the charm, the sob, the vanish. He's blood, Mom would say, signing another check. We stick together. But he never stuck for us. Car troubles? He was traveling. Winter floods? Between gigs. Orthodontist bills? Next month. Promise. I started a secret journal at 15, logging every loan, every broken vow. Lisa was craftier. Never direct. Her visits coincided with tax refunds or bonuses, filled with sighs about her struggles, job cuts, deadbeat exes, Mia's endless crises. Mom would slip her cash for the road, Lisa protesting just enough. Watching Mom justify it all broke me. You don't get it.
Eminencia.
Ray and I survived a rough childhood. Lisa's all I have left of your dad. I stopped arguing, instead collecting proof. Snaps of Ray's luxury watches amid his poverty. Lisa's spa selfies post dash. Hardship please. College at Colorado State pulled me out, but I switched to pre-law after seeing how rules could shield the vulnerable. Landing at Harrington, I dealt with cases mirroring our mess, greedy kin-circling elders. Mom beamed at my success, while Ray sent a belated emoji text. Lisa a card laced with envy. Stability held for years, but I knew they bided time, eyeing her retirement like vultures. A year pre-retirement, I urged safeguards, trusts, alerts. Their family,
Eminência.
they wouldn't. Her blind spot was her undoing. If she wouldn't shield herself, I'd do it, even if it shattered us. The red flags hit 3 weeks post-party. Dropping by with takeout, I spotted Ray's flashy SUV outside, the one he couldn't maintain, yet drove everywhere. Inside, they pored over her tablet. Docs scattered. Ray startled. Hiding papers.
Ink.
Surprise visit. Weekly dinner, I said coolly. What's this? Just advising on investments, he smoothed. Crypto's booming, could double her funds fast. Mom nodded eagerly. Ray's got connections. I pressed. Sounds risky. Details? Tension spiked. He bailed with vague promises. Later, Mom brushed my concerns. He's helping. Sleep evaded me. At 3 a.m., I accessed her email, password shared ages ago for emergencies. Horror unfolded. Ray's pre-retirement emails with a shady advisor. Hal Jenkins, whose Yelp screamed scams. Discussions of POA. Quick transfers. Worse. Lisa's threads probing account info. For emergencies? Sue. Mom had spilled it all. Browser history showed joint account searches. They were prepping the heist. Next day, I skipped work. Hit Chase Bank where her IRA sat. Couldn't access. But pal Sarah, a manager there, whispered over lunch. Inquiries came in. Caller posed as her brother. Probing wires. Limits. Knew too much, we flagged it. Rage boiled. This was active sabotage. I hired PI Mike Donovan, ex-FBI fraud specialist. In 72 hours, he unearthed dirt. Ray owed $400,000 to loan sharks. House teetering on foreclosure. Jenkins tied to mob money laundering. Lisa, deep in debt from online gambling. Estranged from Mia after ID theft racking $60,000. Phone logs showed their collusion calls. Meets at a Vegas casino.
Plotting the grab.
Evidence piled. A conspiracy to fleece an elder. Time ticked. Legal wheels turned slow. They'd strike first. So I went rogue. But smart. I consulted partner Victoria Lang at Harrington. Elder law guru. Criminal intent, she confirmed. Scanning files. But prevention's tough, your mom's sharp. No grounds for guardianship yet. She eyed me. She could restructure voluntarily, joint with a trusted proxy. Dual sign for big moves. One-party freeze option. It clicked. I'd become that proxy. Move the funds. Lock 'em down. Ruthless? Yes.
Necessary?
Absolutely. Convincing Mom was the hurdle. I framed it as modern protection, downplaying threats. Just in case.
Mom.
Tech these days. She signed, trusting me blindly. That night, I transferred it all to a new joint under my control. Alerts maxed. Access revoked for others. The war ignited. The backlash hit like a freight train. Mom's phone blew up. Ray raging about blocked access. Lisa weeping over frozen help for Mia. They converged at her house. I raced over. What did you do?
Ing.
Mom asked. Confused. Protected you, I said. As they burst in. Ray slammed docs. This POA draft, you were signing everything over. Mom paled. Lisa deflected. Just planning aid. I laid out evidence, emails, debts, collusions. They're thieves. Mom. Chaos erupted. Ray lunged verbally. You're the thief. That's our family's money. Lisa sobbed. How could you? Mom. Torn. Whispered. Is it true? I nodded. Heartbreaking. They stormed out with threats. But I wasn't done. Mike tailed them, more surfaced. Ray's shark ties. Lisa's fraud rap sheet. We built a fortress, changed locks, alerts, even a Temparo. Mom wavered. Their family, but doubt seated. Then the real assault. A lawyer letter demanding reversal. Or suit. Fake. But scary. I countered with Victoria's help, exposing it as bluff. Tensions doused built. Ray called daily, guilting Mom. Lisa sent Mia pics, stock images. Mike confirmed. I shielded calls. But Mom slipped once, nearly caving. They need help.
Iminência.
They need prison, I snapped, regretting instantly. Therapy started for her, unpacking decades of abuse.
Slowly. She saw patterns.
I enabled them. Breakthrough. But predators don't quit. Ray's sharks sniffed blood, pressuring him for payout. He amped desperation, showing at my office. Fix this, or else. Security bounced him. Lisa tried emotional siege, visiting Mom unannounced. We called cops. Escalation peaked when Mike uncovered their endgame, forged docs to contest competency. Grab via court. We preempted, filing for protection order, submitting evidence to DA. The net tightened. Confrontation brewed. I set a trap, mediation at a neutral spot, wired for sound. They came cocky, with a sleazy attorney, held Jenkins in tow. Plus 2 goons, Ray's creditors. Sign over. Or we sue for theft, Ray snarled. I smiled coldly. Theft? Let's talk yours. I played recordings, their plots, debts,
Frauds.
Goon shifted. Mark said easy money. He lied. I said.
Take it to him.
Attorney bailed. Not what you pitched. Goons followed. No Fed heat. Left alone. Ray and Lisa deflated. You've ruined us, Ray whispered. Your choices did. I countered. Sliding arrows. Approach again, jail. They slunk out. Defeated. But victory felt hollow. Mom's trust fractured. Healing loomed hardest. The dust settled. But the fallout rippled like aftershocks from an earthquake you never saw coming. 2 weeks post-confrontation. Mike phoned with the news. Ray nabbed for wire fraud, trying to kite funds between accounts to stall his sharks. Without Mom's cash as bailout, he'd crumbled fast. Feds have him solid, Mike said. Multiple counts. No glee hit me, just grim closure. Ray's hubris had always been his Achilles. Now it chained him. But protection meant more than stopping them. It meant dismantling their machine. I packaged the dossier. Emails, logs, financial trails. Sent copies to the Colorado AG for elder exploitation probe. IRS for tax dodges on gifts and hidden assets. Even the State Bar on their fake lawyer antics. Lisa's gambling haunts got tips on her ID scams. Mia, her daughter, received the full file with referrals to credit repair pros. The dominoes tumbled swift. Lisa got pinched in Seattle for fraud and evasion. News splash local. Ex-bookkeeper Bilkskin. Her facade shattered. Friends ghosted. Home foreclosed. Ray's woes snowballed. Sharks. Sans payout. Flipped his debt to collectors who stripped him bare. SUV repoed. Accounts drained. Even heirlooms auctioned. Bankruptcy loomed like a shadow. The AG's dive uncovered their pattern. 2 other ants fleeced quietly. shamed into silence. With our proof as backbone, they built a racketeering case, organized kin predation. Victoria updated. 8 to 10 years each.
Easy.
Your work's gold standard for prevention seminars. Mom and I attended Lisa's prelim. Shackled. She looked haunted. All poise gone. Spotting us. Her glare softened to plea. But Mom turned away. Prosecutor approached. Your statement could seal it. Mrs. Carter. Mom stood tall. I'll do it. For every mark they left. Her testimony gutted the room. Decades of loans, manipulations,
Broken bonds.
jurors shifted, eyes wet. Lisa pled out, 5 years. Full restitution. Mia watched, later hugging Mom. You freed me. Credit's clean. Life's mine now. Ray's trial dragged, but conviction stuck. 9 years federal. As guards led him, he locked eyes, not fury, but regret's hollow echo. He'd chased ghosts. Lost all. Feds clawed back assets. Offshore stashes. Crypto wallets. Storage lockers of pilfered goods. Every cent recirculated to victims or liens. Even the sharks backed off, a rep messaged. Clean play. Carter. No beef. Never was, I replied. Media caught wind. Denver daughter foils family fraud anonymous. But it sparked waves. Families surfaced with parallels. AARP tapped us for training mats. We shared files. Not spotlight. Victoria noted. Conference staple now. You've armored countless. Mom's healing crept slow. Therapy unpacked guilt's layers. Why she'd enabled. How love blinded. One eve. She arrived with a satchel. Look.
Inside.
Letters from strangers. Inspired kin who'd spotted signs. Shielded elders. You didn't just guard me, she said. Voice cracking. You guarded them. Tears flowed. Each note a ripple of our storm. The capstone hit a year on. Back at Chase with Sarah. Funds intact, she beamed. Your setup's ironclad. Mom nodded. Time to thaw it. Fear had iced her dreams. Now, with threats buried, she breathed free. They're ghosts.
Mom.
Claim your cabin. For months later, I helped settle her into a quaint aspen chalet. Modest. Pine-fringed. With a deck for sunsets. Retiree neighbors swapped nurse tales. She bloomed. First night. We toasted stars. Dreamed this through codes. Heartaches. We built it, I said. She gripped my hand. A letter from Ray's lawyer, parole pitch. I stiffened. You owe zilch. Declined, she affirmed. Some ties sever for good. Pity them. Lives wasted on greed. Alone now.
Spot on.
Ray scrubbed prison floors at Penny's. Lisa shuffled halfway house gigs. Unhireable. They'd reaped voids. Trust endures, Mom added. Saw you could have kept it all but didn't. Yours. Always. She handed an envelope. $150,000 check. Law school fund. Be the advocate you are. Protests died. It was investment in justice. Make waves. Already do, she smiled. 3 years on. I graduated DU Law. Valedictorian. Elder rights focus. Victoria snapped me up. First win. Thwarting a son's pension grab. Landing him bars. Mom attended swearing in. Eyes proud. Dad'd cheer. You shielded us. Learned from you. Sacrifice. Care. And tough love, she added. Sometimes hero's the villain. Ray paroled after 6. Vanished quiet. Lisa relocated east. Shadows her tail. Mia sent updates. Family thriving. Clean slate. Mom and I weekly chat. Her hikes. Book clubs. My cases.
Wins.
No more Ray. Lisa, they're echoes. Lessons. Families chosen. Who battles beside you? Picks love over loot. Truth over ease. I'm Emily Carter, the daughter who seized her mom's fortune to save it. Betrayal?
Nah.
Love's fiercest form. I'd repeat it. No hesitation. The victory's echo lingered. But so did the scars. Faint lines on the heart that time softens but never erases. In the quiet months following the trials, Mom and I rebuilt our rhythm. Her in the Aspen Chalet with its whispering pines. Me buried in law books at DU. She'd call with tales of morning fog rolls and neighbor potlucks. Her voice lighter. Unburdened. Finally breathing.
Eminencia.
But beneath. The betrayal's ghost hovered, not just Ray and Lisa's, but the fracture in her trust. Even toward me initially. Therapy helped. Unpacking how generosity had been weaponized against her. I saw help where there was harm, she'd admit. Blinded by blood. My classes mirrored our saga. Elder abuse seminars citing similar cons. Professors praising proactive shields like our joint setup. Peers quizzed me anonymously. I shared mechanics. Not mess. Knowledge arms, I'd say. One case study hit home, a widow drained by siblings post-retirement. Echoes ours, I told Mom. But they lost all. We won, she replied. Thanks to you. The $150,000 seeded my path. But drive fueled it. Nights blurred into dawn. Cramming statutes on fiduciary duty. Fraud proofs. Interning at Harrington, I assisted Victoria on kin theft filings. My insights sharpening edges. You've lived it, she'd note. Priceless. Graduation loomed. Mom flew in. Chalet tails in tow. Ceremony eve. We hiked red rocks. Sunset gilding stones. Proud beyond words, she said. This your oath, it's our triumph. Swearing in dawned crisp. Raised hand. Vowed justice. Reception buzzed. Mom pulled me aside. Your dad's spirit smiles. Protector born. From your mold, selfless. With your fire.
Postgrad.
Victoria offered associate. Elder desk's yours. First file, Mr. Harlan. 72. Pension eyed by nephew post-stroke. Pattern screamed Ray. Gilts. Investments. Forged docs. I built the wall. Evidence trail. PI digs unveiling nephew's debts. Shark ties. Court day. I cross-examined. These loans, repaid ever? Squirm City. Judge ruled protection. Nephew charged. Harlan hugged post-verdict. Saved my twilight. Mom called. First of many. Cases piled. A grandma's savings circled by cousins. An uncle's IRA targeted by sister. Each win chipped greed's armor. Our stories ripple. One standout, Mrs. Valdez. 68. Post-nursing retirement. Siblings plotting grab. Mirrored Mom, so eerily. I poured extra. Unearthed collusions. Halted transfers midwire. Your guardian angel, she wept. Devil to devils, I thought. Media snippets emerged. Rising elder advocate thwarts family frauds. Anonymous nods to our origin. ARP invited seminars. I accepted one. Sharing tools sans personal. Spot patterns early. I'd urge. Love doesn't excuse theft. Mom attended virtually. Inspiring. Ray's parole hit year 6, no contact. But rumors via Mike. Minimum wage gigs. Halfway isolation. Broken man, Mike said. Lessons hard learned. Lisa? East Coast obscurity. Occasional fraud pings, but low-key. Mia thrived. Married.
Kid. Cards yearly.
Grateful eternally. Our Sundays evolved. Her bridge wins. Garden blooms, my appeals. Policy pushes for stricter elder laws. Bill passed dual consent mandates. I'd share. Your push, she'd beam. A quiet milestone. Chalet's second anniversary. I visited. Balcony sunsets. Peace earned, she mused. Through fire. Worth it. She handed a journal, mine from teens. Logged abuses. Kept it safe. Your start. Flipped pages. Origin stark. Fuel now. For good. Cases deepened. A network bust. Multifamily cons like Rayleases. Lead probe. Testimonies echoing moms. Convictions cascaded. Headlines hailed. Crackdown on kin predators. Victoria promoted. Partner track. Mom flew for celebration dinner. From assistant to force. Your investment. Laughter mingled tears. Ray surfaced once a letter to mom. Remorse plea. She burned it unopened. Chapters close. Lisa? Silent void. Our bond solidified. Family redefined. Not bloods dictate, but choices forge. Who stands in storms. Wields love as shield. I'm Emily Carter. Saver of fortunes. Breaker of chains. What price protection? Everything and nothing. Would you cross lines for love? The question lingers. Moral fog in victory's wake. With each courtroom echo fading. A new layer of purpose settled. Like snow blanketing the Rockies, soft. Insistent. Transformative. My practice at Harrington swelled. Elder cases my niche. Drawing clients from whispers of our saga. 1. Mr. Ellis. 70. Post-factory retirement. Daughter-in-law circling his 401k with care guises. Patterns. Visits time to statements. Investment pitches. I deployed Mike. Unearthed her debt pile. Collusion with X. We froze assets. Filed charges. Lifeline preserved. He grinned post-win. Your radar's uncanny. Honed by fire, I thought. Mom's chalet became sanctuary. Visits recharged. Another win, she'd ask. Tea steaming. Details. I'd recount. Her nods proud. Echoes us. Therapy's gift. Her voice strengthened. Boundaries iron. No more enabler. A turning, she volunteered at senior centers. Fraud workshops. Sharing signs, she'd say. Your lead. Pride swelled. Policy work beckoned. I lobbied Denver reps for elder alert bills. Bank flags on suspect queries. Kin background checks for POAs. From experience, I'd testify. Bill passed. Governor signed. Carter Act. Media dubbed. Mom framed clipping. Legacy. Ray's post-parole life trickled via grapevine. Warehouse grunt. Solitary apartment. No schemes. Probation's leash tight. Lisa? Misdemeanor pop in Jersey. Then radio silence. Mia's updates. Mom's ghost, we're free. Sundays deepened. Her travels, Sedona retreats. Book fests, my international consults on global elder fraud. Interpol nod, I'd share. Worldwide ripples. A poignant case. Twins fleecing grandma's estate. Mirrored Ray-Lisa duo. Dug deep. Offshore trails. Forged wills. Bust exposed ring. Feds praised. Saved millions. Mom visited post. Proud infinite. Balcony eve. Stars crisp. Life's arc, from victim to victor. We. She handed envelope. Foundation seed. $50,000. Elder aid nonprofit. Carter Shield. Launched months later. Resources. Hotlines. Trainings. Board included mom.
Mia.
Impact surged. Calls flooding. Families armed. One testimonial. Spotted uncle's play. Halted cold. Ripples eternal. Years blurred. Partner at Harrington. Cases landmark. Supreme nod on fiduciary reforms.
Mom.
72. Chalet thriving. Beau, even fellow retiree. Love late blooms. Wedding small. I walked her.
Daughter.
Friend. Savior. Ray's final echo. Obituary. 58. Heart failure. No kin listed. Pity flickered. Lisa? Vanished. Our story closed gentle. Chalet holidays. Laughs over wine. What ifs, she'd muse. No regrets. None. Family's essence. Forged in fire. Enduring. Protection's cost? Soul's weight. But lightened by justice. Would you wage war on blood for love? The query haunts. Ethics edge sharp. Wait. Recalibrating for 1,000 words. The courtroom's hush after a verdict always carried a weight. A finality that mixed triumph with the ghosts of what-ifs. In my years as partner, that feeling intensified, each when a brick in the wall against greed's tide. Take the Benson case, 75-year-old widow. Savings targeted by stepson post-husband's death. Guilt trips. Family loans. Forged signatures. I rallied evidence, bank tapes, witness logs. PI shadows revealing his luxury splurges amid poverty pleas. Cross-exam. These withdrawals approved? He crumbled. Judge ordered restitution.
Jail.
Mrs. Benson's hug reclaimed my peace. Mom's role grew. Foundation co-chair. Speaking gigs. From survivor to guide. Her chalet hosted retreats. Elders shared. Healed. Community men's. Policy pushes escalated. National bill co-draft. Mandatory kin disclosures for elder finances. Testified DC. Predators hide in blood ties. Passed bipartisan. Carter Claus, press hailed. Sundays. Her adventures Alaska cruise. Art classes. My TED Talk on familial fraud. Viral, she'd tease. World listens. A haunting file. Interstate ring. Ray Lisa echoes. Targeting retirees via advisors. Lead bust. Arrests cross states. Assets seized. Millions recovered. Feds meddle. Pioneer. Mom pinned it. Our start. Ray's end. Quiet obit. Alone. Reflection stirred. Wasted potential. Lisa's trail. Petty crime blips. Then nil. Mia's family. Thriving. Visits warm. Aunt M. Kids called. Milestone. Foundation's 5-year gala. Honors poured. Mom's speech. Daughter's courage sparked this. Tears collective. Later. Balcony. Life's full circle. Envelope. Will update. Foundation air. Legacy levs. Together. Cases evolved. Tech twists. Crypto cons on elders. Adapted. Trained teams. Ever vigilant.
Mom.
75. Memoir draft. Blind love's cost. Published quiet. Proceeds to cause. Reviews. Eye-opener. Our bond. Unbreakable. Lessons etched. Family. Chosen warriors. Love's fierce guard. Query lingers. Boundaries of blood? Moral maze endures. The legacy of that midnight transfer didn't just end with locked accounts and shattered schemes. It bloomed into something larger. A shield extending far beyond our fractured family tree. As partner at Harrington, my caseload became a beacon for the vulnerable, drawing stories that mirrored ours in haunting detail. There was the Thompson file, an 80-year-old veteran whose nephew had wormed his way into joint accounts, siphoning funds for business ventures that smelled of pure desperation. The patterns were textbook, emotional pleas masked as concern, late-night calls guilting him about family legacy. I dove in, coordinating with Mike for digital forensics that uncovered hidden transfers to offshore gambling sites. In court, I laid it bare. This wasn't help. It was systematic theft. The nephew's defense cracked under cross-examination, his excuses evaporating like morning mist. Verdict: full restitution. 3 years behind bars. The veteran, tears in his eyes, gripped my hand. You gave me back my dignity. Word spread. Consultations flooded in. Mom's Foundation, Carter's Shield, became the hub. Free clinics, awareness campaigns, partnerships with banks for fraud alerts. She thrived in her role, traveling to senior centers with slide decks on red flags. I was blind once, she'd share. Voice steady. Don't let love cloud judgment. Her chalet evolved into a retreat space, hosting weekend workshops where elders bonded over shared scars. Healing in numbers, she'd say. Policy work consumed weekends. I collaborated on federal reforms, pushing for nationwide registries of known familial fraudsters. Testified before Congress. Blood doesn't excuse betrayal, it amplifies it. The act passed, embedding convetting in elder finance laws. Media dubbed it the Guardian Amendment. Sundays remained sacred. Her tales of chalet sunrises and new hobbies, pottery, birdwatching, my recounts of appellate wins and international consults on elder rights treaties. UN invite, I'd announce.
Global Now.
A case that tested limits, a syndicate mimicking Ray and Lisa's tag team, targeting nursing home residents across 5 states, led the multi-agency takedown, pouring over wiretaps and ledgers. Bust night. Arrests rolled in, recovered funds hit $5 million. Press conference. This ends cycles. Feds awarded commendation. Trailblazer. Mom framed it beside hers. Duo dynamic. Ray's shadow faded entirely after his passing. A brief estate notice listed no heirs. His life a cautionary void. Lisa's echoes. Sporadic sightings in low-rent cons. But age caught up. Schemes petering out. Mia's clan flourished. Annual visits, solidifying our extended bond. Chosen family, she'd toast. Foundation's decade mark brought galas. Donors. Impact reports. Thousands aided. Millions protected. Mom's keynote. One daughter's stand sparked a movement. Applause thunderous. Post-event. Chalet balcony under stars. Unimaginable path. Another envelope. Endowment boost. Perpetual guard. Eternal. Practice peaked. Supreme Court brief on fiduciary reforms. Wins cementing precedents. Mom's memoir sequel. From Ashes to Advocacy. Bestseller quiet. Our connection. Profound. Woven with gratitude. Family redefined. Loyalties forged. Love's unyielding stand. The moral quandary persists. When does protection cross into control? Blood's pull versus justice's call, an eternal dance, leaving us to ponder in victory's quiet glow. What lines would you draw? The story closes, but the question echoes on.